Phil Lindemann with your Krystal 93 News at 4. Breck's $250 million short-term rental industry is shrinking, and that's exactly what the town wants. The latest count shows nearly 4,200 STRs townwide. That is closer than ever to Breck's licensing cap of 4,000. When Town Council created the cap, it was relying on attrition. Homeowners would let their licenses expire, and when they did, they could not be renewed. This way, the town could limit STRs without stripping licenses. And attrition, it's been working, except for neighborhoods like French Creek and the Highlands. Those areas still need to lose hundreds of licenses to comply with the cap. The first council recall in Dillon history is pitting a small cohort of locals against 3 sitting council members. Town law requires just 17 signatures to recall an elected official, and 5 people led this recall campaign. 2 of them are now running for council, Linda Oliver and Barbara Richard. In recall paperwork, they accuse council members Renee Mimura, Dana Christensen, and John Woods of failing to listen. Tomorrow in Dillon, Krystal 93 is moderating a recall forum with all 7 candidates, 4 challengers, and 3 sitting officials. It starts at 7. This week on the State of Summit, unpredictable funding cuts at the White House could derail plans for a new county transit building in Frisco.
Before we start to break ground on the project, we want to be ensured that we'll be paid back.
That was Commissioner Nina Waters. More than 2 years ago, this transit hub won a federal green energy grant worth nearly $35 million. It was the largest in county history.
EV charging home and home base for the Summit stage, as well as 40 plug-in charging stations.
Plans even come with apartments for bus drivers.
We're really looking forward to it, but it's going to be quite an expensive building.
Total cost, now $43 million. 80% it will be covered by that federal grant, but most of it has not yet been spent.
We have the design and we've been being reimbursed for that. When we get into the building season, that's when we start to get a little nervous, because once you pour that concrete and once you start to demolish the current bus barn, what happens if, the funding pauses?
The feds and CDOT promise that money will go through, but commissioners cannot quite risk it yet. That green grant is the only reason this project exists.
Not even in the realm of possibility would we consider it.
Tune in again next week for the State of Summit on Krystal 93. In local entertainment news, back on screen at the Eclipse in Breck, Flow, the animated tale of a cat lost in a global flood. Flow shows at 5 and 7:15 tonight and tomorrow. And in sports, the Nuggets play the Trailblazers tonight. Game time 7 o'clock. Phil Lindemann, Krystal 93 News.